think about how cool it would be to be able to see a comet that would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see. And think about how awesome it would be to be able to tell your grandchildren that you saw one of the brightest comets ever. At the end of this year, November 2013, everyone in the world could be able to see one of these comets. And the best thing about it is that every single person in the world would be able to see that, and then that includes all of you. I'm talking about this because I find it very interesting and exciting that I could be able to witness something as this. And I think it would be a pretty cute story to tell my grandchildren one day. This comet, called ISON, Comet ISON, has the potential to be visible without any aid of a telescope and even during the day. Or it could even break into pieces and be a huge disappointment. First I will explain what comets are, then I will talk about what Comet ISON is, and then I will talk about its implications. So first, what is a comet? Over the centuries, there has been many observation and research, and now we know what comets are. But in the ancient days, as Noah Goldman in Comets in Ancient Deep Cultures of Deep Impact explains that comets used to be thought of as omens of disaster and message from the gods. So we could see that these are drawings where they portray like bad things happening. So NASA defines a comet as a frozen snowball of gas and dust and rock that is roughly about the size of a small town. But that seemed like a very simple and kiddish definition. So I went to the Oxford Dictionary, which defined it as a celestial object that consists of a nucleus of ice and dust, and when near the sun, a tail of gas and dust particles pointing away from the sun. Comets are also what remains of the matter that remains of when the solar system was beginning to form. This is an example of a comet that passed in 2004 called NEAT. So now that we know what comets are, I'm going to explain what Comet ISON is. In November, according to NASA's Deep Impact Spacecraft, Comet ISON will be 1.1 million miles from the sun. It will have to pass through its radiation and the tidal forces, which will make it bright. And the fact that it's going to be bright, it's going to be visible to the entire world. That is, if it doesn't break. And it will be, everyone in the world will be able to see it, but it's going to be visible better in the northern hemisphere. If it does indeed survive the environment of the sun, when it turns, it's going to be 32.7 million miles from the Earth. So we're going to be safe. So it is not a threat to Earth. So now I'm going to talk about its implications. There are two.
Stop.
Okay, the first one is it's gonna reach a very close proximity to the sun, and as I said, it's gonna reach a very close proximity to the sun, and if it does complete its course, David Acher in Comet ISON's Great Promise of Astronomy could be the brightest comet anyone alive has ever seen. And the second implication is that it could fade even before it reaches the sun, or it could break into a million pieces. So let's hope that we survive, so that it survives, so that we could be able to see it. If Comet ISON survives, it could be as bright as the moon, and we will be able to see it during the day, without any aid. First, I talked about what comets were, and then I talked about Comet ISON. And lastly, I talked about Comet ISON's implications and what we could expect. If Comet ISON does indeed survive the sun, you could be sure that I'm going to be watching the skies as long as other people around the world, and hopefully I'll be able to tell my grandchildren about this one day.